Cardano wavering on the charts right now as cryptocurrency markets are being overrun by fear. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Thank you for cruising by. Let's jump into the Cardano video. We're gonna discuss the charts. We're gonna dig into the technicals. I know there's many out there that just don't think, especially with how volatile the world is right now and everything going on with inflation and interest rates, that charts matter. A lot of people don't think charts matter. I do. I think they're a roadmap. I think they're a guide, especially when we're in a certain trend. It's a guide of how things could get worse, where we could look for next targets, all that good stuff, and where we can look for bullish confirmations if they happen. So I want to talk about that, but let's zoom out on the bigger picture. Bitcoin matters, right? Traditional markets matter. What's going on in the world matters. We know that when we're looking at Cardano at a 91 cents. I want to start here. Market wrap. Bitcoin rise loses steam after Fed comments. And then in the article, it basically says Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said raising the benchmark U.S. interest rate by 50 basis points will be on the table for the next Federal Open Market Committee meeting in May. And it's like, we already knew this. We already knew this. Crypto markets knew this. Crypto Twitter knew it. Traditional markets knew it. And so it's like, it being said, I guess, it's a mental thing. And this is my point. Behind these charts, behind markets, behind everything that we see every day in the news, and it's humans. It's human. There are human beings controlling these markets, and it's human being and their emotions. And so this is what we see on the charts, and especially in volatile times. And it's just like, it doesn't matter if we knew or not that this was going to happen. It's like hearing it to the human being creates some volatility, creates some fear. We go over to S&P 500 index. This is what that chart's looking like. Call it hopium as I sit here preparing to do videos and just staring at a chart. Call it hopium. Call it whatever you want. If we all want markets to kind of bounce from where they've been going the whole year. Like this is January back here. So this whole entire move, we want to see a reversal, a bullish reversal. Could we be putting in a right shoulder right now on the S&P 500 index for this next leg up? Could markets recover? You know, could something good happen here in these charts for the year? And we're seeing S&P 500 index make a move to the upside, potentially seeing the next leg up for crypto. And just to give you a sense, from where it is right now, this would be, if this target head on the inverse head and shoulders plays out, we're looking at like 17% gains potentially going into summer, end of summer, fall, whatever. Who knows what the timeline might look like. But this is like that hopium chart. This is the hopium chart, everybody. But needless to say, it matters. And what Bitcoin does next, that matters as well, as it continues its consolidation, currently in a green week. But how will this week close as you see this weekly wick? And I did a video a couple days ago on Bitcoin. Be very careful. Check it out if you do want to understand how bad this could get. This weekly resistance at the 20-week moving average is important. You can see that wick right there. Have to monitor that. But I digress from that. We start looking at Cardano and we say, okay, well, what's up with Cardano? And there's a lot going on in the weekly chart. A lot of it we discussed. Just to really paint the picture through all of these lines, we have this pattern that we're still waiting for a potential 50-cent target to, right? So that's, for me, what I'm eyeing up if things just fall apart, if things get worse, if markets don't recover. And we've been talking about that area for months. We've already hit the 80-cent target that we were talking about for months. And so here we are, and we know that is in play. We're aware of it. It's down here at the 200-week moving average. That's fine. We do have the volatile hard fork coming up at the end of June. That could be interesting, right? How will Cardano react to that going into it? Because we know what happened in the previous hard forks. I just did a video on this the other day. I'm not going to go into that, but we saw uptrends in the previous 3 hard forks. Will that happen in the fourth? An uptrend. This is why we track it daily. What I really want to talk about is the daily chart, actually. So what's happening here on the Cardano daily chart is nothing as of right now. I mean, markets kind of towards the end of the day were down, obviously, and what's going on with the Fed. But if we look at this, price range from the previous swing high we had, Cardano right now is down 26%. And more notably, it is testing a swing low to swing high, that swing high. It's testing the Fibonacci higher low channel, this support channel. Remember, this support channel was kind of our fail-safe channel. We saw Cardano break through the 20-day moving average up to the blue line, the 50-day moving average. We saw it break through, get the extension, the separation from it, and we talked about in this general area the throwback that was going to happen, because it almost always happens, to these moving averages. And we said we want to see support at the moving averages, whether it's a 20-day for a higher low, it's the 50-day for a higher low. We want to see that support so that we can really start seeing this longer-term reversal. We didn't get that support. So we were also tracking the fail-safe support is what we call it in these situations, which is the Fibonacci. It's a higher low Fibonacci. And, it in a picture-perfect world, we would see, and this is if markets do recover and bounce ultimately, we would see a perfect bounce off of this channel. We really need a little leeway for Cardano in a channel like this, because Bitcoin, if we go to Bitcoin's daily chart, is kind of in a similar area, right? So swing low to swing high. Bitcoin's above a Fibonacci. It's not even within that Fibonacci right now. So Bitcoin can fall into it all the way down to maybe 39,400 or so. And Cardano, if we go back to that chart we were just analyzing on the daily, Cardano's already in the Fibonacci, so Cardano could technically fall below and outside of that Fibonacci. What we really want to see, though, is a quick pullback, a quick bounce of some sort, where Cardano's, maybe if it falls out, it's coming back in on the daily chart, closing candles above the 786. The best case scenario, obviously, is as quick as possible. If not in this current daily candle, and who knows if it's going to happen, this is working into a bullish confirmation, because there's absolutely no confirmation. Would be a close above the 618, around 95 cents. We're looking for that daily close above the 618. You can see the resistance in this channel for Cardano. It hasn't closed above it since April 13th, and you can see it quickly met the 50-day moving average that's almost confluent with the 618 and fell right back into the Fibonacci. So we're in this very interesting range of just like support and resistance. And it's like, can we get a bullish confirmation, a break to the upside, not only above the 618, but the 50-day moving average around 97 cents, the 20-day moving average right around $1 right now. So literally 91 cents, where Cardano is right now as I do the video, to $1, huge resistance. But if we start breaking up and above those areas, we can start really talking about, is there some bullish confirmation starting to happen here on, and we're talking on the long-term chart, the macro chart, a bullish macro reversal is what everybody's waiting for. It's been, 7 months or so since the all-time high all the way back here. So now that we're getting that 50-day cross above the 20-day moving average, or I'm sorry, the 20-day moving average cross above the 50-day moving average, this is usually the story that plays out in a move like this on the macro, which is to say a higher low somewhere, right? And right now, this is where we want it to be. Could we go lower? Could we kind of get another revisit down to this kind of this target 80 cent area, still putting in a higher low from the real swing low that we saw, right? Could there be a higher low? Could things get volatile to the downside? Absolutely, be prepared for it. But in general, we're in a very, very tight range in terms of support and resistance on this chart. And it's very clear. I mean, here it is on the 6-hour chart. And as we see the 6-hour chart and we're monitoring this, if we look at it and we can really dig into this now, we have a swing low here, 87 cents, to swing high. And check this out. This is a Fibonacci. So we go back to the daily chart. We had this Fibonacci, right? This was a more midterm. This is going back to the swing low in March. So Fibonacci, swing low to swing high. We just analyzed this Fibonacci. Again, 618 around 90. It's, 95 cents or so, 96 cents, 786 around 87 cents. And then on the very short term, we start digging into what's actually going on. Right now, as I do the video, on the short term, we have this short-term Fibonacci. This is a swing low April 18th, a few days ago, to swing high and back down. Cardano, this is the best possible case scenario. It would be picture-perfect technical analysis setup. It doesn't always happen. you know, as a content creator doing technical analysis, we always want to see these things happen. It's so awesome when they do. It's just like, wow. But we'd want to see Cardano bounce off the higher low support on the short term. And if you look at this right now, if you look at this chart, if we get that bounce, you can pretty much see this inverse head and shoulder story playing out, right? So higher low right here forms a right shoulder to the neckline around 96 cents. What's so interesting about that area, again, is the 50-day moving average is right around there, right? So yeah, it's 97 cents, right around 97 cents is a 50-day moving average. So this neckline right in that vicinity, and then could we get that breakout to the upside out of the inverse head and shoulders? That's a dollar plus target, $7 area. You zoom out all the way on the 6-hour chart. Check it out. What is this? What is this? This is the lower trend line, or I'm sorry, it's the upper trend line going all the way back here, all the way back here to all-time highs. It's that white trend line, lower highs across the board. Cardano on the short term could test that area if we get the breakout of this inverse head and shoulders. Really, first we need the setup, which is to have Cardano bounce off the Fibonacci to the neckline. This is what I'm watching. This is what I'm watching. We could wake up tomorrow and check it out. And this would not surprise me at all. Cardano falls, puts in another swing low, which would be a lower low. And then boom, we got this kind of lower low pattern, a falling, broadening wedge of sorts on the screen. And we'll track that if that happens. But for now, on the short term, I'm tracking support, see if it holds, see what markets do today, going into tomorrow morning, how do traditional markets open. Going to be interesting to track, going to be fun to see going into this weekend what happens. But at the end of the day, everybody, be careful. You know, we talked about the bullish scenarios, I think, a lot in this video, but it's just kind of because I'm still waiting for that bullish reversal. And to the downside, I'm prepared. I know I've seen these bearish environments that we've been in, they just get worse. We've seen that. We've been here before. And so I know it's 100% in play. And so I'm prepared for the target to downside on the macro is 50 cents. If things get really bad, and who knows, everybody, we've never, again, going back to S&P 500 index, if you really want to zoom out here, we've really never been in crypto where we're, besides COVID back here, we've never been in crypto where we're getting some kind of huge reset in the markets, such as what we got all the way back here in 2008, right? We've never gotten something like that with crypto around. What if something like this happens? And this is the question always in the back of my head. I mean, that 50-cent target for Cardano, it could be a lot lower, right? So be prepared, everybody. Crypto is risky. This isn't financial advice. It is tough to track these markets on a daily basis and create content about it, especially when we don't know what's going to happen. So be careful out there. You know, don't invest more money than you can afford to lose. Take in the data, you know, check out the charts historically, everything, and make your own decisions. Take time to really think about your portfolio and where you are personally, because we're all unique, and that's just the name of the game. So appreciate you coming by. All in all, Cardano, from a fundamental perspective, the project, it is looking better than ever. Vassal hard fork coming up, couple months away. Cardano is going to get a speed upgrade and is going to be very nice. So I'll see you all in the next video. Let's see what happens. Have an awesome night. God bless.